Hello, Jet here, and welcome to another SouthernAirs vlog. I'm currently in the city centre of Southampton, and this National Express coach is taking me to Edinburgh via London. That's right, 12.5 hours on this thing, 25 quid, overnighting up to Edinburgh, Scotland. First time crossing the border on the ground. I've always done it from like 10,000 feet in the sky in an aeroplane. I'll be flying back tomorrow, so stick around on this travel challenge as we put good old reliable easyJet to the test against the equally reliable National Express. There's only one way this is going to go. Yeah, this is going to be pretty interesting as far as SouthernAirs trips go. I'm going to be taking this National Express bus here up to London, Victoria, and then transiting onto another one about 90 minutes later, overnighting up to Edinburgh. It's cost me £25 to do this, and £30 to fly back tomorrow with easyJet. And for those who do think I have lost the plot, I've got news for you. Have you only just noticed? Let's get part one to commence. The National Express coach. This is the bit going to London. Managed to bag a seat with some extra leg room. A YouTuber called Scott from Planes, Trains and Everything. He had a video on National Express, he mentioned about this seat, so I thought, see if we can get in. We departed Southampton on time, off for our first destination of London Victoria coach station. It was a really smooth ride that evening as we made the evening journey up to the city of London. Almost at an end with part one. We're in Earl's Court, London. Swanky London housing behind me. Got about an hour and 20 in London, then it's onward to Edinburgh, but I'm hoping to stop off at a particular place in London, so hopefully they should have time to fill in there before we head upwards. So hope you're enjoying the video so far. I'm enjoying filming it and doing it. Well, made it to London Victoria, part 1 of 3 complete. Just gotta go find something first. I will be back later. There's the first coach. Next one's going to take me all the way down to Scotland, over the border. Here we are, in London. Making a quick pit stop at Shea. This is a root beer float. And I've also got myself a cheeky one of these. This is a steakhouse burger contraption with peppers and bacon. Looking forward to it. Barista, review thy meal. Thank you, Shea. Done me a huge favour tonight. Well, I'm here. That's my departure gate. Not due to leave for another half hour. I think there's a Birmingham bus on it, but the Edinburgh one should be following that on when it leaves. Not long to go. Here we go. Now for the long haul. Looks like I'm on an older bus, so there's no power charges or anything, but got my own power pack at least, so yeah, let's see what this 6-7 hour journey up to Scotland is going to be like. Hopefully I can get 40 winks. And as luck would have it, first on, check it out, got the ultimate legroom seats again. More like 4 winks, but more on that a little later. We set off at 10:30 PM to make our way to the grand city of Edinburgh, and we made the first of 3 stops that evening. First one at London Heathrow Central Bus Station, and a little later on we made a stop at Milton Keynes Coachway, just up the M1 before carrying northbound with a wee stop at Woodall Services. I did try to nap as best I could on this coach journey, but the gentle rocking of the coach was not enough for my achy old bones. So we just had a short break at Sandbag, which is just east of Manchester and Crewe. Just grabbed a quick bite at McDonald's. Got to eat it before getting back on the bus, but here we are at the service station. Next stop is Edinburgh. Should be getting in some point between 7:30 and 8. Coach is just over here. I'm just about to get back on. A woman sat next to me on the bus after we got on at Milton Keynes. I might move to the single seat that's in front of us because there's no one with accessibility issues, so I might sit there and just have the extra room. After a small stop at the services, I did get to nap a little bit before the hours of daybreak started, and I got up just in time to see us cross the border into Scotland. First time I've ever done it on the ground. We made it through some country lanes before getting into the city of Edinburgh, where we pulled into the central bus station, and it was time to go have some breakfast. I look like don't I? Well, we made it. I'm in Edinburgh, at the Edinburgh bus station. Just grabbing a quick snack. It was a very long drive. I need the coffee and the iron brew. This is going to get me in the mood for being in Scotland again. Oh, I'll tell you what, £25. I can't complain at the value for that, but man, that was a long night. I was hoping to get a bit more sleep than I actually did, but I didn't actually get to nap on and off, and the views were absolutely amazing in Edinburgh. Really appreciated that little gap they did just east of Manchester. I'll provide my final thoughts on this after I've done the flight back to Gatwick and finish the vlog. In the meantime, stay tuned. One of my favourite things to do on these city breaks and day trips is to literally just wander around aimlessly and search for some really nice museums and places with good views. As you can see, this is the view from Calton Hill overlooking Edinburgh. I mean, just look at that view, man! Well, it's cold and cloudy in Edinburgh, but having a great morning. I'm going to go grab breakfast here at the Deacon's House Cafe, one of my favourite spots in Edinburgh. It opens in about 10 minutes. It's right in the middle of the Fringe Festival, so there's a lot of independent and up-and-coming acts here to do music, comedy and other entertainment bits. It's always worth coming to Edinburgh in August when this is on. You can see I'm in the Old Town at the minute. See you in a few minutes. My favourite cafe in all of Edinburgh, the Deacon's House Cafe. Very historic place. Another great breakfast, courtesy of some various Scottish products, as well as a healthy orange juice and banana. I did get my hands on some famous grouse whisky. However, I had to wait a bit of time because of Scottish alcohol rules. I wasn't able to get it until an hour after I arrived, but it was worth the wait. Paint the screws. Well, my morning in Edinburgh's pretty much coming to an end. It's about 11:20 in the morning. Give a shot. Pipes playing loud. Yeah, I've got to head back to London Gatwick, so I need to go find an Airlink Bus 100. Starting to drizzle a bit, but it's not that bad. I'm not too worried. You can see, heading down the mound. At least I have to just walk down this and not have to go uphill. I mean, there were some steep hills around here. And steps. If you don't believe me, just ask Steve Marsh. Boarding my plane soon. You can see here it is. They're just unloading the previous flight from Greece, and then it's our turn down to Gatwick. I think there's a crew change as well. There you go, you can see it a lot better. Airbus A320neo, pretty standard these days in the easyJet network, so see what the flight experience is like on board later.
whilst Tyler flies back in somewhat luxury. Please don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel and follow our Facebook, Instagram and Twitter pages. We really would appreciate it.
Okay, so it's been a couple of days since I did my little adventure, and I thought I'd take this time to quickly do a bit of a conclusion section. Okay, so what was the best bit on both? Overall, the whole experience was great. It was nice to experience both, like the ground transport up there for the first time, because this is the first time I've crossed the English-Scottish border by land, as I did say earlier in the video. And it was interesting to compare some, because obviously, as you know, there's a lot of movements in Europe and the UK for people to come away from flying on short haul and domestic travel and to use stuff like train and, you know, buses over flying. So it was good to put National Express pitted against easyJet, especially given how bad the trains can be in the United Kingdom. Overall, best part of both of them, well, for easyJet, for me, personally, it was just doing another flight, because I love my aircraft, I like flying, what can I say? I'm coming up to 300 flights soon anyway. And the best bit about National Express for me was the novelty of trying it for the first time, but I also thought it would be a good experiment to see how doing the travel by land overnight was going to be, and using that in means of replacing a hotel, and also the fact, you know, just trying to see if I could get sleep and whatnot on this. And the fact that I paid only £25 for it to do that experience from Southampton to Edinburgh, I couldn't have driven up in my own car, you know, taking breaks where I wanted to for that price, you know, so I think I did really good on that. The one negative with the drive is obviously it's a very long one. For me, doing that journey, it was a 12 to 13 hour trip, and to be quite honest with you, there were times I did struggle trying to get to sleep, and if the bus is pretty full, like it was in my case, it can be obviously quite, you know, it can be quite uncomfortable at times. I didn't think it was overall bad for the experience and the money I paid, but I definitely think it is something worth looking at if you want a cheap run up to Edinburgh last minute, and like flights, trains are like through the roof price wise. So if you can get a good value trip and you get times that suit you, it's fantastic, I'll give it that. Comfort-wise, obviously, that's just something you got to take. And another thing you got to remember is, I did have one problem where the coaches and the seats I was on didn't have USB ports. But again, you know, that's kind of a first world problem. Obviously, if you do kind of use your devices and you do want to charge up, either bring your own power pack or, you know, check to see if it's one that does contain the aforementioned power packs. In terms of the flights, obviously, best bit about the flights is, you know, it was relatively okay price-wise. I mean, I paid a bit more. I think it was £33 for the flight, including seat selection, so it's slightly more than the coach. But obviously with flying, it's like you can easily do day trips, for example, with flights. You wouldn't be able to do something like that with the coach. It would just take too much time getting to and from. So, pros and cons, I'd say the flight's best in terms of timing. One major drawback was obviously I had to go to Gatwick instead of, say, Southampton or Bournemouth. So obviously there was a good 2-hour commute back by car on that particular trip, but that's just something you got to take with the airport. Sometimes you have to transit out your local area to get to one where the prices and the times all come together. But then again, it could be the same argument with the coach. You know, if you can't get a good one out of Bournemouth, you might have to go to Portsmouth, Southampton, for example, maybe even up to London by another means of transport. But you know, overall, I'm going to conclude by saying that the flight was slightly better in terms of service. Because obviously, as you know, National Express, you don't have an onboard service as such, because obviously it's a bus, what do you expect? Although they do have toilets on board, so if you do need to take an emergency step 1 or step 2, you are perfectly sorted. So, conclusion, I'm going to have to give this to easyJet, and hopefully there might be a picture here, but we shall see in the editing software. Alright, thank you for watching this SouthernAirs video, and hope we look forward to next year and some more videos coming up. This is Jet Force 1, over and out.